FM90.
Welcome, this is Spectrum on Radio 1 and the host in Spectrum tonight. Why is the central government and the Kampala Capital City Authority constantly at loggerheads over several policy matters in Kampala? Today marked the beginning of yet a new controversy in the management of the affairs of Kampala Capital City, with the central government and the Kampala Capital City Authority of KCCA disagreeing on how the matter of street vending should be resolved. While government, through the executive director, works swiftly to order street vendors off the street, the KCCA political leadership is insisting that the matter has been rushed and might become counterproductive. In the recent past, disagreements have emerged about who has the power to take key decisions for KCCA, management of transport in the city, roles of political leaders and the executive director, the appointment of a minister in charge of a number of issues. In 2010, that is last year, a law was enacted by Parliament with a view to giving government more powers in managing the city. And it was believed that Kampala would be better off administrative as well as political commentators and urban development experts are now predicting that Kampala is likely to be poorly governed and that a bigger political impasse is likely to emerge in confrontation and even more conflicts. Another school of thought calls that it's normal for such disagreements to occur when a new system is emerging, making it vital for both KCCA and the central government come to terms and agree to focus on making Kampala better and future. So tonight we ask, why is the central government advocating KCCA on so many policy matters? We also ask, how the central government and KCCA agree on certain matters and find better modalities to actualize the program. To our guests tonight, Hon Kabakumba Masiko, Minister in charge, Princess Hon Kabakumba Masiko, Minister in charge of the presidency and the Kampala Capital City. You're most welcome, Princess.
Thank you very much. Good evening, listeners.
We also have His Worship, Lord Mayor, Honorable Erias, Lord Mayor. You're most welcome, Honorable.
Thank you. Good evening, listeners.
And today we witnessed another disagreement between the central government and the KCCA. This is only the latest in a string of controversies. Why is this happening? Can you give us a broader perspective?
Shall I correct that? Because if we continue in this wrong KCCA, the new act.
Yes.
KCCA Act put Kampala into the hands of the central government. So there is no difference between KCCA and the central government. KCCA is being managed by the central government. And indeed, the Lord Mayor is part of the central government in this arrangement.
Even though he's elected?
Yes. So let's start on that. This being at KCCA, being at loggerheads with the central government, then the Lord Mayor and the other personality issues we shall tackle later.
Yes.
But strictly speaking, the Lord Mayor
is part
of government and central government in the management of the KCCA.
Just like opposition MPs are part of the government.
Not really.
Honorable Erias, Lukwago, why are we seeing these differences between the executive director? Interesting. Just from the onset, you can see where the disagreements emanate from. The interpretation of the law. With due respect, my line minister, before I make my comment on that, allow me to take this opportunity to congratulate her, because I've never met before, ever since she was appointed minister for Kampala. And with due respect, honorable minister, it's not true that KCCA is in the hands of the central government. Interesting. What is actually provided for in the Act? KCCA shall govern the city on behalf of the central government. That's really different.
Yes.
That KCCA shall govern the city on behalf of the central government. Just like other institutions, you would have, the authorities will have, they do it on behalf of the central government. But it goes ahead to specify different roles of the leaders at various levels. There are decisions, key decisions that cannot be taken by the central government. However much you say we are governing the city on behalf of the central government, their decision they cannot take it directly. They are there. The minister, yes, has got veto powers, but the Act gives a wide latitude to the authority to take some independent decisions. We enjoy, and we should enjoy under the law, wide latitude of independence, degree of independence from the central government. Otherwise, if it were an integral part of the central government, all decisions would be taken at cabinet level. It would just be an implementing agency. But we take our independent decisions, enforce them, and yes, we are answerable to the central government, and the law provides personal and answerable to the minister. But it doesn't say that all the decisions we make cannot be implemented unless they are sanctioned by the central government. We are free to sanction, to go ahead with the implementation of our decisions. We are free to take our own decisions. But the minister, yes, has got veto powers. In a number of these issues we have, where we have had controversies, it's really a totally different case. You will find directives handed down to us, not through even the authority, because the law is very clear as to the composition of the authority. The authority in section 6 is you and the council. Yes, Lord Mayor and the councillors. But you will find the central government circumventing that process, trying to sideline the authority, actually to whittle down its powers, and then to deal with the office of the executive director in enforcing the decision taken at the center, which is a violation of the law. You find decisions are taken at the center, they are passed over to the executive director for implementation. It's exactly that's what has been happening, and this is very, very unfortunate. Yes, at one point you even had a document where the secretary to the treasury went ahead to sack the accounting officers, the principal assistant town clerks, by simply saying they are relieved of their duties. Now you are the sole accounting officer. Yes, but
Go on.
yes.
Please go.
This created some crisis somewhere, and again, you get the problem with the way the central government relates with the divisions, the division leadership. They seem to suggest that much as they are entities under the authority, they are also governed directly by the central government, which is equal and unfortunate. Finally, on this particular point, like I've said before, the biggest problem is in the implementation of this law. We have got, yes, problems with the text, with the law itself. There are certain areas which call for an amendment. There are gaps here and there are gray areas and so on and so forth. But largely, government has tried to implement this law in a manner that whittles down the authority, rather the powers of Kampala Capital City Authority.
We'll get this deeper. Maybe you would like to react to that. Honorable Minister, you claim this man is part of you, and they will always undermine the executive director. Why do you do that?
There is nobody undermining the Lord Mayor. But I think, let me put it this way, I shouldn't be dragged into the personal differences of the Lord Mayor and the individual. These two seem to be coming from different backgrounds. One is a politician, the other is a council, and they have their differences. So, spare me that debate, and I don't think I'll have enough time to discuss it. But really, I want, with due respect, Lord Mayor was in Parliament when we were discussing this law, that proportionalize the constitution provision to bring the administration and management of KCCA to the center. And it's not too much as he's saying that the Lord Mayor and the authorities managing issues on behalf of the central government. And you cannot say you are the minister on behalf that you can't be part of. And I have not seen, maybe these directives came before I was appointed the minister in charge of Kampala. But one thing I want to clarify, the law makes the executive director the accounting officer from the authority. And those that will be appointed the clerks and whoever in the divisions, they'll be doing so on her behalf. So when KCC sees it, definitely there were no accounting auditors at that level. So it was only right for the PS and ST, that is Secretary of Treasury, to terminate. It was not a decision, it was not like handing of a directive. And you may wish to know that it is still the ST who appoints these accounting officers, so he was doing his work. It's not that he was handing down directives. And even he's not the one who said that he will be the chief executive and will be the accounting officer in these divisions. We have had, I do appreciate, the transition. KCCA, I will say, is started from scratch. The structure is going to change, and as we talk now, we have already submitted the structure, and I hope there was some input from the politicians, if there was it.
Then, within the existing law?
Over the KCCA, Public Service was supposed to approve. Then after that, we shall advertise and make the vote. Strictly speaking, the former employees of KCC cannot be automatically employees of KCCA. So, either those who choose to continue when we advertise, they will apply and they will be interviewed afresh, or definitely there will be a package of things for those who want to go home and they will be laid off. So that one should also be clear. As of now, we have some staff, but they belong to KCC. In this new arrangement, they are not yet recruited strictly for KCC.
They are now volunteering in our institution.
Alright, maybe let me okay. The structures later. Talk to us about the vendors. Today we work at KCCA. Even the newspapers have to look for find what's going on.
Well, I've seen some managers of media houses coming to KCCA, also running around what should I say, some kind of magnanimity from the authority. And please spare us. But yes,
go on.
There's some editor of the newspaper who had to run from KCCA to the office of the executive director to seek for...
To try to get the vendors back on the
Not the vendors. Yes, the newspaper vendors. Yes, was craving for the rights of the newspaper vendors. Actually, his business was affected.
Yes.
And it's a very big newspaper around town. But the point is, we've got a problem here. On the issue of trade order, one needs not to labor so much to make a case that we all need a trade order. We don't need to labor so much. We don't want a situation where people trade up as a day from wherever they wish, in the middle of the road, the roadside, and whatnot. But you appreciate one thing. You need to create a system which is acceptable, at least to the stakeholders, that this is what we should adopt, and that's what will regulate the trade order in the city. And we have embarked on this process. Immediately I entered the office, because the law gives me as the Lord Mayor powers to initiate policies and present them to the authority. I was stripped of the powers to appoint the cabinet. So you find I'm trying to see how I can fit within the legal framework available now.
Then what was given to you, you have not appointed.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. But what I was saying is, I don't have cabinet. So what we resolved and said, let's constitute all these councillors into a committee to assist the office of the Lord Mayor, so that we can draft a policy. And we said, let us adopt a participating approach. We will consult with everybody in various sectors. We have the issue of trade order, transport, garbage, social waste management, name it. And these areas, we've got service providers, we've got various key players and stakeholders. So in the case of the trade order, we started with KCCA. leadership of Kasita came to us on 10th, they interfaced with us, they presented their case, and we said, okay, on 7th this month, we are going to meet the security vendors. We put it to them that really, do you think the kind of, the manner in which you continue to trade in Kampala is sustainable? Or which kind of changes would you wish to see before we make the policy as they say? I wrote to the executive director. She embraced the program and actually indeed indicated that much as should not be there personally, the representatives will be there, the state advocate as well as the state planner. We went ahead to make a preparation to this. And the next day I was not in office. I got a call from my assistant who said there is a letter from the executive director inviting you for meeting. It was at 10:30. I was in the hospital, and 10:30. That the meeting in the morning on Wednesday, that the meeting is at 11.
The letter comes
30 minutes. 30 minutes to time that we have a meeting about street vendors and we have to take a decision. The security personnel from Kampala, from CPS were there, the DPs had sent representatives and so on and so forth. So through my assistant, I came and indicated that I will not be available, but we have already scheduled the meeting as the authority of 7. So let them hold the file. We are going to have a issue in a meeting after the vendors, after interacting with them, getting their views, already have the views of Kasita and probably some other stakeholders. We shall see like a major multiple telecommunication companies, because they also give airtime to street vendors, media houses and whatnot. We will interact with them and say, how do you wish to conduct your business in Kampala in a manner which is acceptable to us? It is in consonance with the standards we set as the authority. I thought they would give us time to prepare. I was taken aback that very day. Come back. Actually, when I came back 3 days after, because in the patient I was attending to died, I went for burial by village. I came back over the weekend only to find a decision taken that you were given only 4 days within which to vacate. So now you can imagine, as I've told you, the composition of the authority is very clear. And we said yes, much as it is the ordinance of 2006, because that's why we are actualizing law. We are coming up with an arrangement where we can sort out the issue of the vendors once and for all. We have bought various models from which we can choose and say, well, this is suitable in our own circumstances here. If we were to cordon off particular areas, we gazette them and say, this is the areas where your activities are restricted. It should be made understandable to, rather it should be communicated to these people, and we take it as a decision of the authority. They never gave us that time. Why they didn't police, use the brutality, and cause the issues. What I'm saying, one, it was not a decision of the authority. Because actually earlier on it had been communicated. I had on some media houses, Honorable Christmas Chion, they were saying for security reasons, it was not largely to do with orderliness in the city. And the same message was echoed by my minister here, that for security reasons, they should leave. Exactly. But that was the overriding reason. They wanted, they were saying because of this new wave of terrorism and whatnot, we should sweep them off the street. And this way I'm saying, that's exactly what has happened. But it's not going to create the order we want, because you have not made arrangements for them. You have only succeeded in suppressing, in chasing them away for today, or it can happen tomorrow. But the question is it sustainable? Yeah.
It could be counterproductive. Something you said. Honorable Minister, how do you explain this danger there? One day someone might say no more trees in Kampala, and they cut them in the night. It's a no street cutting. Things happen just like, why is this going?
You know, there are many angles to this cleaning up of the city. And I really want to request all of us, my dear Lord Mayor, and all people, Ugandans and non-Ugandans, to support this effort. The 4 days, deadline to vacate. It's not true. I hope the road mayor is aware that the street vendors were informed way back in June that they should leave the streets, the illegal vendors, in June.
Yes, it had happened sometime back in June. And that's when we requested the executive director that is a matter on which the authority should pronounce itself. And that's why we called the meeting of 13th July, whereby we said before any decision is taken, or rather before any action is taken to enforce the standards, rather the ordinance, please, let's first sit down as the authority. And nobody objected to that. We sat in a meeting, the executive director was there, the program was grown up, leading us up to 7th to sit down with the vendors. So it's not true that actually...
So, June they were informed that they should be leaving the streets. And KCCA put in place alternatives of where these people would go. Now there is a public campaign, people saying the stores or the spaces that were identified are non-existent. I will tell you, the staff of KCCA has moved around all these markets, and they can confirm those who are willing have read about space. As of when I last checked, I think about 118 street vendors had already been settled. And today, just today, and the other spaces, pardon? And the other spaces are still available. The list is here, you'll have it cross-check, and all the facts are there. So, there is an alternative, or the alternative to the street vendors. And I'll tell you that, strictly speaking, nobody knows the number of these street vendors. The road mayor has clearly stated that those, was it him, or maybe it was because people were blocking entrances to shops and stuff. The Kasita people also decided that they should also send their agents on the streets and verandas. So we did agree between Kasita and KCCA that KCCA and Kasita
that KCCA should composed of the road mayor and the councillors. There's no way we are
that Kasita should remove its agents, and they had no problem with that. And it turns out, apparently, they are almost the majority of those who have been trading in the streets. So we are saying, yes, there were a security concern, which is true, by the way, we're not going to deny it. But there were other considerations, the congestion, the traffic congestion, the walkways. By the way, I was in the city on Monday, last Monday. For you already situated in the city, but it was almost impossible to move along these verandas, the streets. I'm glad at least we are in agreement with almost everybody that we knew in the city. But the point of the party is the method.
Including myself, we are in agreement.
You have just stated.
No, I've always been on record.
I'm saying just now you have said you are not opposed. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm opposed to the methods you have used, because we are trying to handle this matter in a manner which will not cause that collateral damage you have caused.
There is no collateral damage. No, there is no collateral damage.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I will tell you, even the street vendors, there's genuine ones who are ringing and saying thank you, because even the thieves who are hiding themselves.
This is Spectrum already want to go for a break. We'll be back.
Let's show you how to multiply your savings, starting with the cash beneath the mattress to the savings in the bank that aren't making money. Let's turn your savings into somethings with Super Save Reloaded. Super Save Reloaded brings you savings and investment accounts which offer you a sure and predictable way to multiply your savings. For more information about Super Save Reloaded, ask at your nearest Stanbic Bank branch. Stanbic Bank, moving forward.
Mommy! Daddy! When it's time for us to go back to school, don't hassle yourself. That's just not cool. There's an easier way for you to pay. Move on with MTN Mobile Money today.
will try MTN mobile money too. It is so fun and easy and really convenient too.
Dad, stop rapping. But seriously, stop. So embarrassing.
When you move on with MTN mobile money, your children can move on to greater things. So, be one of the 100 people to win 100,000 shillings towards your next school shopping when you pay school fees with MTN mobile money. MTN. Everywhere you go.
Many have attempted to navigate essential waters of jazz and soul, but few have managed to truly make the charm their own. Fewer still have succeeded in going beyond the ordinary and gaining international acclaim, captivating their audiences, taking them on trips, journeys of nostalgia, and leaving them looking forward to more. Join Gerald Albright and Howard Hewitt together with a host of jazz and soul maestros for the annual Nile Gold Jazz Safari on Friday the 7th of October, 6 p.m. at the Kampala Serena Hotel. Come on a journey into the heart of soul. The Nile Gold Jazz Safari, a tribute to the legends of soul. Brought to you by Nile Gold, beyond the ordinary.
Spectrum on Radio 1 FM 90 is brought to you by Stanbic Bank.
Welcome back. This is Spectrum on Radio, and tonight, why is the central government and the Kampala Capital City Authority constantly at loggerheads over several policy matters in Kampala? Our guests tonight, Hon Kabakumba Masiko, Princess. She's a minister in charge of the presidency and the Kampala Capital